Hold up, viral munchies. What up, man? I tried to do this before, right? And I couldn't get a hit off the damn ball. I had to go clean my shit out. But yes, this is my new bone, Cardi Bone, named after Cardi B, because I would put my mouth on her too. And this is Viral Munchies, the Legion finale breakdown, chapter 8 of season 1. Just getting used to this bomb, trying to get some good hits off of it. And I'm just getting used to this motherfucker. But yeah, this finale was crazy. This finale was nuts, actually. I mean, I could have got a little bit more, but you know, this is a short season. But we gonna get into this though. You know what I'm saying? Um, First of all, we start off right. We got dude, the burnt dude. Now the burnt dude to me, he reminds me of Dennis O'Hare from American Horror Story in season 1. I think his name was that character name was Larry or something. That's that good hit, goddammit. It's all right. And my lighter broke. The first time I was trying to do this shit, the lighter broke. So I just shut it down. Just to let y'all know, this that Keisha. Yeah, I ain't smoking crack, nigga. A Walter White or some shit. That's that Keisha West Coast. Hold up, a little bit fell down there on the keyboard. We can't have that shit. So yes, Legion. Um, so yeah, we ended off last episode where we had David in the group. All was basically trapped or whatever. Um, they got caught by the dude with the burnt face, who I was saying reminds me of Dennis O'Hare from American Horror Story. I mean, he's in all the season, but he really reminds me of season 1 because in season 1, dude had that burnt face though, so he reminds me of that. So, boom. Now, at first, I was confused because I'm like, why is this dude and this black kid at this hospital? But then I thought maybe he's gay and the kid is adopted. That's the first thing that came through my brain. So anyway, so boom, so yeah, so you got the guy who got burnt up from the first episode, and he's back and he is with Division 3 and he's captured the group, and so boom, he thinking he doing something. He got his cane. He looking like a real super villain. Still trying to get used to this motherfucker so I can get them good hits off this bitch. Fucking up. So yes. So this is crazy. So they leave off, you know, they get back to where they left off. And it's crazy because immediately David just flips the whole script on dude. And he like does something that makes all his soldiers just like jumble up into a man tree. I don't know. It was like a human ant hill or something. And they just was just stuck there looking crazy, man. These special effects, man. I don't know, man. These special effects is crazy because they're unique. They ain't just great special effects. They also unique. Some of them don't even look so high budget. It's just what they do with it that look crazy though. So David starts to think that maybe he's crazy again for some reason. For a little second, he's talking to Sid about that, about thinking he's possibly going crazy again. I was wondering too, Clockwork, that's the name of the insane asylum. Did they name it after the movie A Clockwork Orange, or is that just by chance? I'm wondering. Anyway, though, boom. I love Rachel Keller. I think she's a cutie. I can't even lie. She is a cutie. So, um, Ptolemy was ready to ride because once they captured the burnt up face guy. They captured him. And so when they captured him, they had him up in this room or whatever. And Ptolemy got AKs and shit. Ptolemy is ready to thump. Ptolemy is ready to ride. I was like, Ptolemy is a memory gangster. Damn it. Still ain't getting that good hit I want. I'm gonna fuck around and have to roll up a blunt. It's some bullshit. So I'm gonna get used to that though. Now they start talking about Farouk, the Shadow King. Carrie starts talking about Farouk and kind of explaining what's going on about because David has this halo on his head that they put on his head, this keeping the Shadow King in his subconscious buried, basically. You know what I'm saying? And he's trapped inside a coffin trying to get out and is switching from the Lenny image to the Shadow King image and all that. And he basically, Carrie explains that Farouk, the Shadow King, is like a computer virus and is bypassing David's defenses, and it wants to take over David and erase him. And that halo is failing quickly. You know what I'm saying? So they're trying to figure out how they're gonna basically stop the Shadow King, get him out of David, preferably. So you got the Division 3 guy, and he's in the room with the female version of Carrie, because you know Carrie is two people or whatever. So for some reason, the guy Carrie came to bring the burnt up face man. We haven't learned his name at this point. The burnt up face man, and she tells the other Carrie to put it down on the table, like she thought that the burnt up face man was gonna do something. By the way, female Carrie, you're sexy. Just want you to know that. Melanie is up here. She thinking about Oliver and how he can't remember her. This nigga only remember Asian hoes and shit. And Melanie asks Oliver out to dinner, and he still don't know who Melanie is. He don't even know who she is. And what she was even like, he was like, "You remind me of somebody," and Melanie was like, "Your wife." And this fool was like, "No, no," but she still wasn't mad or nothing. Like she was super understanding. Ladies, learn from that. So Mel talks to burnt up face guy and finds out that burnt up face guy, his name is Clark. He works for Division 3. Division 3 is military and the feds and is internationally connected. You know what I'm saying? And also after David had got rid of the soldiers that Clark had with him, there's people surveying them, doing surveillance, and they immediately are calling for Team B. So Team B is supposed to be on the way. Melanie explains some things, and basically it comes down to, you know, the same things as all Marvel movies. You got humans who are scared of mutants because the mutants got all kind of powers, and Melanie tells Clark that Legion David is a world breaker. I don't know what that means, but it sounds like he can do some shit. How you be a world breaker? What that be like? So David was bugging me out because he kept on like, first of all, so at one point they bring the Clark out. Clark, it comes out to like the front, I guess, lawn of Summerland. David is now just levitating in air, just chilling, just levitating in the air, just loving life. So yeah. You know what I'm saying? And so they go and they meet in a room. David, the whole group, Clark, they meet up in the room. And David, at this point, I think the Shadow King took over. The Shadow King had escaped from that subconscious prison or whatever, that coffin, and taken over David again, right when he was like levitating and stuff. And at some point, they have this meeting and all that, and David ends up kind of going to the astral plane, and so let me see if I can get another hit off this motherfucker though. But yeah, so David goes to the astral plane and he sees Aubrey Plaza, who's been doing a great job, I must say. But she looks so stanky in this scene. She looks like a commercial for meth, is what she looks like. She got this black stuff, slimy stuff, and she's changing in between Aubrey and the Shadow King, that pudgy, weird looking motherfucker. So and Sydney, she also is doing a great job and sexy. So they basically explain that it's Sid's fault, the fact that they're all connected now, because Sid went into David in that first episode. So now basically the Shadow King can kind of get inside her mind too, because she was in David's body at some point. I know it's confusing, whatever, but that's pretty much what happened. Kind of real Matrixy, like when Neo went inside Agent Smith or something. So so basically Rachel has a conversation with the Shadow King, and the Shadow King explains that he ain't leaving David unless he want to. And that's just it. And if she try to make him leave, David's gonna die. And he basically says this, something about, have you ever made homemade soup and put all the ingredients in it? Well, have you ever tried to unmake soup? So I guess it's like, how would you unmake what he's done to David thus far? You know what I mean? So Sid, Division 3 is still listening, and actually Clark has a secret, and that secret is that yes, he is a homosexual, and he has a gay lover, and the gay lover works for Division 3 too, and is in the office. And basically, they're contemplating sending in people to kill everybody, and I guess that's including Clark. So, and dude don't want to do that, but he looks like he's the company man as well, and he will if he has to. That shit pissing me off right now. I'm rolling up. Well, Bluntville's until I properly learn how to work at my new bong, Cardi bong, I'm gonna have to roll up. So where was I at? Yeah, Division 3 is listed, and Sid explains that the whole situation, basically, what's going on. The fact that the Shadow King is inside of David, he like a parasite and all that, and whoopty woo, and he's a problem. Farouk. So and she also says that she thinks that Clark may secretly actually not hate David and like David. I don't know where she got that from or what her motivation is in saying that, but okay, that's cool. That is cool with me if that's what she believes. Let me get this right. Yeah, I was trying to study my damn bond and shit. Don't worry though. I'm gonna take some time and study it and really figure out how to hit that motherfucker right. With a new bong, sometimes you gotta figure out the rhythm of that motherfucker. Shit like playing a trombone or some shit. You know what I mean? So, so yeah. So, like I was saying, Sid is explaining the whole scenario about the Shadow King, about what's going on and all that to the room, to our group. Melanie's there, Patanomy, um, the male version of Carrie, pretty much the whole gang's there. So now Oliver Oliver is hilarious to me. Like Oliver reminds me of if the architect from the Matrix did a lot of LSD and like was into sex orgies and stuff. I know that Oliver lives a very spectacular lifestyle, even inside that ice cube. Like he just seems like he parties. So boom. Oliver, the architect on LSD, he's trying to fix something. I'm I'm sorry for that one. The detail on what he's trying to fix, I don't really know, but I think it's the machine he's using to try to pull David and the Shadow King apart, basically, trying to separate and get him up out of David, get the parasite out of David. So, yeah, Oliver is trying to work with this machine or whatever. Now, um, at this point, you're seeing Clark's lover trying to figure out what he's gonna do as far as trying to, I guess, save Clark or just let Division 3 do as they please. Also, man, Carrie always talking shit. Carrie was in the room pacing back and forth as a guard for Clark, and she always looking like she ready for some action. She ain't gonna do shit. Anyway, that's funny though, because something does happen later. So basically they got David on this table and he's hooked up the wires and stuff, and they're trying to bring the Shadow King up out of David is what they're trying to do. They're trying to get the Shadow King up out of David. So um boom. I got a new grinder. I don't even know why I'm doing this like this. Word. I got a new grinder, shit like a fucking bullet chamber and shit. So don't ask me why I'm breaking anything down. So yeah, they trying to get the Shadow King out of David. They got him plugged into all these wires and yada yada and all this stuff. And they trying to get it popping, trying to get the Shadow King up out of him. So now it's like David is going through a lot of memories from earlier in the season. You know what I'm saying? And he's seeing like Lenny and the Shadow King kind of burst into these flames and disappearing out of the memory is basically what I took it. But a lot of scenes where you thought it was Lenny or you thought it was the dog or whatever, it was the Shadow King lurking under the surface like a gangster. So yeah, he's having these memories, and it's like the Shadow King is like exploding into a red fire or something like that or something. I don't know what that was about exactly. And nah, like David is on the table though, physically. He on the table and it's like you see him like start bleeding like from the nose and stuff. And he's looking like he's in bad shape. You know what I'm saying? And he ends up in the astral plane with the Shadow King. This is why in the room, in the physical room, he is bleeding out of the mouth or something, out of the nose, and kind of shaking. But in the astral plane, he is chilling. He the Shadow King, he has him stuck. It's Lenny, actually, though. It's the Lenny version, looking like a meth addict, a very bad meth addict or something. And he kind of makes her be stuck, and she like trying to talk, and she can't talk, and that shit was funny as shit to me. And but sometimes she kind of flickering back to being the fat Shadow King. By the way, the Shadow King, he kind of looks like a hairy ball sack to me, like legit. He looks like a hairy ball sack. But oh yeah, when he was freezing Lenny, aka the fucking Shadow King, the devil with the yellow eyes, all that. While that's going on, they're in this room, and it really reminds me of the Matrix as well, just like Oliver reminds me of the architect, because they're in this room and it's like pictures, I assume, of David as a baby, and the picture surrounds the room. You know what I'm saying? And at first, David was hella cocky though. Before the Shadow King started strangling his dumbass, he was super duper cocky because he had that motherfucker stuck, and then he did not have her stuck anymore. So so boom. Next up, Sid, she's sitting there watching. And earlier, Sid, when she was in the astral plane, I forgot about this detail. Lenny had told her that, you know, trying to separate her from David might kill David. I might have mentioned that, but we're gonna retread that. But you know, the Shadow King said, you know, if you try to get David up and us to separate, David's gonna die. And I'm not leaving unless I want to leave. Period. You know what I mean? That's what she said. So Sid sees that David is like having a seizure in the real world on the table. He's plugged up. There's like wires and stuff. I mean, lasers and stuff in the room. And she sees that, you know, he's gonna die, and she's basically saying stop. And Melanie's trying to stop her, but then Melanie saw that she was about that life and couldn't stop her, and she couldn't touch her because she would switch places with her. So what's she gonna do? So Sid goes in, and she kisses David. And of course, Sid having powers that switches bodies or whatever, what that actually does is the Shadow King comes out of David and goes into Sid. Sid was looking sexy, evil too, with them eyes. I thought that Sid was about to get reckless. So, boom. So yeah, so the Shadow King gets inside of Sid, and then Sid touches female Carrie. So this part reminded me of the movie Fallen with Denzel Washington. I love that movie where the demon Ezekiel touches people and goes from person to person. So Sid touches Carrie, and Carrie kicks the shit out of male Carrie, who had just walked in trying to help. And then Patanomy come in, he trying to bust his gun. Patanomy was straight thug life this whole episode. That nigga was gooned out this whole episode, right? So, yeah, so shout to Patanomy, nigga. I see you. I see you, Patanomy. He's a gangster. So Melanie starts running towards the now possessed female version of Carrie, because the other Carrie is still knocked out in the room where David was. And so Carrie points her finger like a gun, and Melanie falls down like she got shot. I don't know what that was about. So now, like David gets loose, and I didn't even know if David was the Shadow King or himself, but because I was still kind of confused. So at this point, you switch to seeing Oliver, who's still trying to do something with these canister-like machinery things. I guess it has something to do with saving David in that room. And while he's doing that, he suddenly remembers who Melanie is. Bang. So that was good. He remembers who his wife is. So next what happens though is a crazy ass scene. So David, he looking crazy. He looking like he ready to get it in. Carrie is still possessed by the Shadow King, and they run towards each other. And I'm trying to think what scene it reminds me of. But anyway, they run towards each other and they straight up collide with each other and bang. And the Shadow King flies out of Carrie and hurtles towards the door. and that door opens, and guess who opens that door? None other than Oliver, the friendly LSD Scott sipping player he is. So it makes sense that he is in ICE because he is cool. He is cool as hell. I can't even lie. That's my dude from Flight of the Conchords. Hilarious dude. Hilarious dude. Wait till I get that fucking bong popping right. Get it popping, nigga. Live with Munchies. I'm gonna probably get a bong like every month or two or something. Try to hit y'all with a new one. You know what I'm saying? So Oliver Oliver is now possessed. And now I was kind of confused because Oliver walks out and there's hella people coming to Summerland. I'm gonna assume that just a regular day at Summerland where Melanie and them be at. Because like I said, it reminds me of you know, where Dr. Xavier is in the mansion and whatnot. So Oliver leaves out as the Shadow King, and there's hella people coming in, and he just leaves out, jumps in the car, and he out. I don't know where he got the keys from, whatever. I don't know. I don't know. So David wakes up. David wakes up, and then he wakes up Carrie, female Carrie, and then Clark kind of pretty much Clark had got flung across the room anyway by Carrie with her powers. She used the powers to fling him across the room at some point. So Clark basically agrees to work with David, I guess, because the Shadow King is more dangerous. But I'm beginning to think that, I don't know, is Clark a mutant? Nah, he can't be though, because he's very scared, seems like a mutant. But anyway, so now at first I was scared, thinking that Mel, Carrie, Sid, and Patanomy and Melody might be dead, or at least one of them. What I really thought was going to happen was everybody was going to be straight except for Sid, and they was going to fuck around and kill Sid or some dumb shit. But Sid wakes up, David wake her up, and she talking about, did we win? And David was like, does it look like we won? Like the room is fucked up, people is like hurt up and shit. Male Carrie told female Carrie he think that she like broke his spleen or something when she was possessed by the Shadow King. So you know, and then Oliver is driving, chilling like a player, because he is a player. And so he's driving, and the next thing you see is beautiful Lenny, pretty version of Lenny, Aubrey Plaza. I call her Aubrey O'Day in one of the other recaps too. I'm sorry, whatever, not whatever. I ain't mean to do that. I was high. I'm high now. But, so Aubrey Plaza, she is next to Oliver in the same way that, you know, I guess that how David used to be. And she looked good too. She got her legs up on the dashboard. They looking all shiny and shit. I see you, Aubrey. I see you. And Oliver says they're going somewhere where it's warm. Lenny, Oliver asks, she's like, so where we going? And she basically was like, somewhere where it's warm. So, so boom, that was the end of the episode. But then though, what happened was they pulled a Marvel movie trick and they had a damn after scene. But the after scene was nuts. So after scene, Sid and Legion, David, are chilling on the balcony, talking, and he says that he knows that Oliver is gonna go south. How he knows that, don't know, but he knows that. So all of a sudden, this little robotic ball pops up, and I think he thought it was either Carrie's or Melanie, but his little ball pops up, and they looking at it, and all of a sudden, like a ray comes out of it, like a Blu-ray, I think. And David is, the ball is like this big, right? Somehow David is sucked into it, and you see him on the inside of the ball. He's like, help, get me up out of here, woo woo. And Melanie is going wild. And that's how we end season 1 of Legion. What a fucking ending. What an ending. So, we only got 8 episodes because this was the first season, and they don't know what the hell going on yet. So that means we're going to get more episodes next season, hopefully, at least 10 to 13. Hopefully. You know what I mean? Hopefully we get 10 to 13 episodes next season. I mean, it's effects, so usually you do get more than 10 on effects, but this show probably has a nuts ass budget though. You know what I'm saying? This budget might be crazy. So predictions. Predictions are next season. Well, of course, we got to get David back. The question is, who took David? I'm beginning to think that Division 3 did that shit. But it could be, other enemies we don't know about. But I think Division 3 did that. And but if they didn't, I don't know who did it. And it would seem that finding Oliver is going to be a major plot point. And I wonder what the Scorpion King is going to be doing in Oliver's body. I understand why he became Oliver. Oliver is cool. He walks around in like a white suit all day. His beard is like cut crazy, even though he's been like in an ice cube for 20 years. I mean, he just seems like a dude who would just be interesting. He could take the place of the most interesting man in the world. But yeah, but anyway, Aubrey Plaza. I don't know what she put on her legs on that last scene, but they were glistening. So I'm glad that they let her look good at the end because she was looking stanky, stanky. So they're gonna have to find Oliver, evidently. I don't know, what that encompasses, but they're gonna have to get David, and they're going to have to get Oliver. So I mean, I'm convinced now. I'm convinced that our team are not imaginary people now. I think that Patanomy, Sid, Melanie, Oliver, both Carries, I think that they are real. You know what I'm saying? Carrie was mad at Carrie still from last episode. So yeah, next season, man. I don't really know enough about where they going to really give crazy predictions, but shoot, they're looking for David and they're looking for Oliver, obviously. And I think that the fact that Oliver remembered Melanie will play a part. Like that's gonna make him fight the Shadow King probably. Farouk, I think that Carrie and Carrie may separate. Maybe older Carrie dies off at some point in next season. I don't really want to see that, but I could see that happening though. Hopefully we get to see, spoiler alert, Professor Xavier. I heard that Patrick Stewart said he might come to Legion. He might be open for a guest appearance. So shit, we might get Professor X. I really hope we get Professor X. That would be dope. That would be fire. They didn't even mention his name. David really ain't even bothered to ask though. I mean, who was he gonna ask? Himself. I mean, that's who told him about everything. But yeah, I don't have too many predictions right now. We might do some in between season rumor talk, and I was very impressed by this. I was very impressed by this shit. I don't even gonna lie to you. So, viral munchies. This is Loch, of course, Loch. I'm gonna put up, all my stuff, like, things where people could give me money, their hard-earned money, if they want to. But the best thing you could do for me is buy my music, or you could stream my music on Spotify, Tidal, and a couple of other places, and you're actually not spending money, but you are helping me out. So, but you could also go to iTunes. You could purchase Afro American Psycho or the Last Flip mixtape. You could go to Tidal as well. You could go to Amazon Music, and follow me on my social media. I got all my links in the description. Check them out. But I'm at Loch121. That's LOCH121 everywhere I go, pretty much. So if you want to find me, find that LOCH121, Loch121. It's not Loch. It's not Luch. It ain't none of that. It's Loch. It's Loch. But yeah, man, I think I'm about to be out of here. I'm gonna be coming with a review of O Red versus Av. You just know I'm in the battle rap as well. We do a lot here. But yes, viral munchies. I believe we got that covered. And I'm out, man. I'm trying to be a damn world breaker off of this motherfucker. I don't even know what that shit means. Oh yeah. But even though just a review, real nigga rap is always back. Real nigga rap is back. So peep my page, subscribe, comment. I appreciate it. Peace. ATL.